Hey YouTube, it's Charity. I'm back to show you a more thorough and in-depth video about how I accomplished my mask. Now, this is the first mask that I did, and I kind of explained how things went awry. However, your girl has come on up, new and improved the right way. 3 layers. So I'm going to show you how to sublimate, sublimate and assemble. What you will need is your cotton fabric, 2 cotton fabrics if you're going to do 3 layers. My yellow and my black are cotton, 100% cotton. This is 100% polyester. It's got a low sheen. I did pick this up from Walmart, 100% polyester. It's more of a satin fabric-y kind of thing. Either way, I think polyester, with them both being 100% polyester, like, again, this is just for fashion. This is not anything that is medical approved. But to withstand most elements, not necessarily the coronavirus or anything like that, we use this 100% cotton because it was recommended. Also, just a quick tip that I saw, if you are creating these for somebody, it's best to have the outside one way and the inside another way, so that the people who are using them know what is directed to patients and, you know, what has contacted the outside world. So this basically being pretty reversible to a point, you want to make sure that this isn't like all one color, so that they'll know what side was where, basically. So today I'm going to be making a small medium. These are my pattern pieces, which I did from Cricut with cardstock. The longer ones are the outsides, which you will use this on your polyester and the fabric backing your polyester. Number 2 is for your inner layer. They come in a few different sizes. I'm going to do, so this is the one that I just made. Adult, small, medium. So basically your supplies as far as material are 3 pieces of fabric, basically. Then you need your pattern. And most people know how to deal with patterns. But I want to be able to help everybody. So this is just the simple sticky of it. This is my inner layer. So on my inner layer, I'm using number 2. You'll be able to tell the difference because, like I said, they're the same size except for this extension, which is what allows you to connect your like your elastic or your string or whatever. This is what that extra panel is for. So I start with, and I use this little, I got this from, hold on. I got this little pen from just like Ross or something. It was a pack of pens. So all I'm doing is tracing it. This pen has actually worked for me because even after I press, I can see through it. You know, I can see it shining through. And it's okay if you write on your stuff, because with your seam allowance, and once you like, what's going on? I've been missing this for a while, and I just found it for this video again, so I'm happy about that. So you're gonna trace this. Make sure you do one front side up and then flip it, because other than that, if you do this and don't flip it, then you will have your one piece of your pattern the right way, the other one not. Oops, I forgot that right there. The precision on this does not have to be perfect. It's not that hard, but if it's like, oh, I messed up a little bit here, it won't be a big deal. Because this other line, so if you're using Cricut, you can create double of these and then cut this out think I have one. So like this is cut out. This little extra piece kind of goes there. It's cut out. So once you're done, you can then put down your one that's cut out and also draw in your seam allowance, because it'll basically be like right here, doing something like that. So yeah, I got that one this way, and then be sure to flip it and do it this way. So you're going to do this. Now at first I started out doing this 4 times. By, of course, you have to do the inner piece and then you have to do the outer piece. So at least, no, it was actually 6 times. The first time that I did it 6 times. 1 for each fabric, basically. The yellow has been my backing fabric because it's plain. And y'all, literally all this stuff is what I found at Walmart. This was already after the virus and all this kind of stuff was a thing, so it was very limited supply. But I do feel like I kind of did get lucky. Yeah. I don't want much guesswork. And then I'm thinking about, yeah. I don't know why it's being so difficult. I'm trying to speed through this. Probably break this video up into parts. So this is your inner layer. Then you basically, like school, whatever, cut it out. Okay? Now I know you're not here for this boring stuff, but it may be necessary for somebody who's just trying to protect their family. Like clockwork. When I'm recording, here comes the family.
Well, I listen to you.
What, baby? I mean, I am recording. I'm still recording. This is currently happening. They hear the ice maker. Y'all might as well say hey at this point.
Say what's up, people.
What's up, people?
Hey.
It's Eris and my husband. So, I'll try to maybe fast forward through this because this is so tedious. Oh, and I'm not even showing you. It's so tedious. The pen that I'm working with is a glitter. Yeah, it's a glitter pen. So it's really more of a messy pen. So if this was regular paper, it would, like as you can see, it smears. But on my fabric, it does just fine because it's kind of like a baby marker, I guess. So, have this cut out. Oh, that's one side. I'm gonna do the other side. So in the meantime, let me tell you. No, I'm gonna go in order. Don't want to hop around. So as far as the design, I'm gonna move on to that step. As far as the design, no, I do not have a template for design. I make a simple square that covers the entirety of pattern 1 or piece 1 of the pattern, basically, because this won't be sublimated, obviously. And ooh, okay, so these two will get put together. I'll try to iron everything out, iron it out, and I'm gonna just go ahead and show you how I would do it. So with this being the seam allowance piece, you would just cut this off. And I don't have to do this, and you probably won't do this once you get used to it. Cut that off, okay? That's all. And you just kind of line it back up here. And you come back with your, I have another little marker thing that, I'll try to find it. A little marker thing that is helpful. And you don't have to do this to both sides. You just need to do it to one because you're only going to be looking at one side when you sew. So I'm trying to, you know, cut all the short stuff, you know, like save time basically. Kind of line that up, which the other one doesn't have to be lined up, but your pattern needs to be lined up. Boom. Actually, that might be a little far off. Okay, so I'm gonna come back and give you the one that maximizes the mask. Okay, so here you go. When you put it in your sewing machine, you just hit this line and that's it. Okay, so I'm going to do the same. Well, here, this is my fabric. I leave this on just to make sure I'm on the right side. I don't know if you can tell. This is the right side. This is the back side. Your fabric may or may not, it may not matter. So I'm doing the same thing. And be sure, one side this way, one side this way. See both sides or you will just be duplicating what you've already done. Now on this fabric, I don't go directly on the edge. Shoot. I've been out of whack with this marker. With this pen for a little bit. So it's trying to give me a hard time while I am showing you guys. But you know what? I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna do it on here. Probably because I have this cover on. Do it on here. So let's see. And it doesn't have to be down hard. So that's me kind of getting it. Because it, like any other fabric, it'll start to bunch up. Trying to make sure you guys can see. Kind of bunch up. If you just kind of do that, bunches up. So just kind of flatten it out. For the most part, again, this does not have to be perfect, but you really don't want to waste your fabric and stuff. Kind of freestyle. Okay. I know I still have some stuff to hit right here, which is fine. Okay, so your number one piece, and you know what? If you don't have a Cricut, I was thinking about scanning this and sending it to my aunt in San Antonio so she can make some. But I'm sure you can find like a really simple pattern like this even if you don't have Cricut online. And even on Cricut, I don't have the subscription because I don't really see a need for it, but this was free. So dang, I'm really mucking this up today. Okay, so this is basically it. You get it. Wait. Because I do like my outsides to be kind of flush. And I don't think flush was the right word, but you know. And when I cut this out, I don't cut super close. So really, this is probably enough. So previously, I would have then cut out another one and then do the same on the yellow. As of lately, I have just been cutting out on my poly piece. I'm going to show you how to save at least one step really quick. I'm going to do this again. Let me try a new pen. Let's see if I have better luck. But I might not because of my table cover on the bottom. Which I think is also poly. Okay. So for the most part, if you can keep stuff still, This is looking terrible. And this would happen when I'm saying, let's record. I've had a few people ask me about this, and again, I never wanted to capitalize off of this, and it's still kind of like a sensitive thing for me because people are really out here having hard times, and you don't want to charge them. But for something like this, if this is what you want, you're literally gonna have to pay for it, like, because it takes me time. It really does. And this is one of those, I guess, big girl moments in business where your price is just your price, honey. They're not bargaining with Walmart, stuff like that. They're not. And like I said, this pattern was free and it's out in the world. So if they really needed it and wanted to get to it and just didn't want to spend any money, they would probably be right here watching this video trying to figure some stuff out. Now the beauty of this is that it will be 3-layer and have like a space for people to put in their what do you call, filters. Okay, did I just do what I told y'all not to do? Because it's looking like both pieces are. So on this, actually one side, I'm running my mouth, one side, because they're both this. This is me teaching you from my mistakes. This is this, this is this. These are literally the same pieces. So what I don't like to do, but what I'm going to have to do because I'm not about to redo it, is flip this over. So I'll kind of have to make note of that. Yeah. So here I am. Learn from my mistakes, y'all. It's supposed to be do this side, then hit it over this side. These are supposed to be facing each other. Now they're literally just duplicates of the same thing. But anywho, like I said, I have worked on avoiding this step, and I'll show you how I do it. Okay. So these are some pieces for a larger mask. So instead of cutting out yellow, I basically just put it on top, did a quick little something just to keep these kind of bounded together, which is fine if they flop and do this kind of stuff, but they're literally together. And so what I did was iron this down before I press it, and then pre-press, hit a little pre-press, and then do my image. Now the way that I figure my design area is to basically, I can use my pattern, I can measure my patterns. So for example, come to the end and you see that's like 7. Okay, and putting it at 7, I get a little bit of leeway on both sides, so extra here, so I'll probably do 7.25. And then you go from the highest point, and here you see that's also pretty much 7. So I would do like 7.5 by 7.5, because that's going to give me more than enough on this side, more than enough on that side. Same thing. Okay, so that's, you don't always have to have a pattern. Don't feel like you're stuck. For the person who is giving you, or who you've purchased your substrate from, don't be thirsty for a pattern, because you can do it yourself. Like, that was so simple and easy. So I'll go here. I'm gonna show you because I already have a few done. So this is how I printed them off. This is for like a kid's mask. These will actually be too small for these. But let me show you the youth pattern. Is this it? Okay, so this is like a youth pattern. And you see, when you do custom names and stuff, you want to make sure when you, so imagine this is this. Well, I'll just use this for example. When you get it, you lay it down. No, I'm going to use this one because this is how it actually looks. So I lay this down. Be sure to have your poly side. Let me just use this one. Poly side down. So, and you can even see through your image to know where to go. you're going to use your outline, and this is a good reason why I like to use my purple, because you can see it through on the other side. So if you look here and you just see white paper, you need to readjust. You need to keep adjusting. This one is obviously going to be too big. This is an adult large that is cut, and this print is for a youth small, I believe. But using that same technique of kind of lining your stuff up that way, cool. Then you heat tape it. You don't have to go crazy with tape, but with this being like a flimsy little thing, you could open your press and this easily move. So, and also you could flip this back, you know what I'm saying, to see exactly where things need to be. Put this over and boom, like, you know, little heat tape here, little heat tape there. Press it and then you are done. So I'm gonna fast forward to that step on the one that I just cut out. And again, I did mine wrong, so I made 2 of the same pieces. So I'm going to try to do the right thing. Okay, so I'm gonna now combine my, again, this helps you skip a step of having to trace and cut out your pattern on your yellow. So I would have ironed it out, but I'll do that in a minute. I'll iron it out in a minute. But I'm going to show you how this is working for me. So I'm just putting my little piece down. And this allows quickness because you don't have to spend a whole lot of time trying to make things straight or whatever. So literally, and the space that I leave a little extra on is the bottom, because this is typically where not typically like I've done it a million times, but this is where I join the 2, which allows me to flip up and go back. So just cut roughly around it. Just kind of make sure. Okay, done one with that. And again, this is the wrong side, so I'm just going to flip it over this way and do another little rough quick cut. Oh, while this is happening, I'm actually, since I've already designed, I'm going to go ahead and print the graphic for this one. We're doing it at the same time. Hopefully so far everything has been clear and easy to understand. If not, just shoot me a message. I'll be making enough of these to where it's not going to be an issue. So I'm going to go ahead and print. And remember, guys, I don't know if you're new to sublimation, but you must mirror your image. You must mirror your image like normal. So you stick with your typical sublimation process, and you got it. You got it. Okay. So far with this particular, this is not the one. With this particular mask, it's these 2 pieces and then your inner pieces here. I'm about to print I'm gonna turn on my heat press, and then I'm going to, Eris, I can hear you. Then I'm going to press. Then I'm going to do that. So while your stuff is printing and you've got this laid out, then you can bring over your did I print this or not? File, print. Okay, and I always go back over my settings just to make sure, okay, it's mirrored, it's a fast image, and I'm using the Epson, guys. I don't know what you guys use, but I do leave high speed on just because I have not had any issues. when doing it that way. I know in one of my videos I showed you guys my preferred paper. Well, I did like a head-to-head, not preferred because I really didn't care. But a preferred paper. Hold on. So that's the sound of my printer saying, but you didn't put any paper. Okay, so that's printing. Yeah, excited. I hope this is helpful for some of you guys. I'm also gonna plug up my what is this, sewing machine? Sewing machine. I might break this up into parts. I'm gonna show you how to sublimate this really quick. How you would go about doing it. I'm actually, just for show purposes, I'm not going to. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm going to go ahead and put a quick little stitch in here to keep these together, and I will let my page finish printing, and I'll be right back.